Hello, welcome back student. Today we are going to see the next topic in the AngularJS, and today's objective is AngularJS modules. We will see the AngularJS modules and we are going to see the AngularJS controller. Definitely one question will come from here, this controllers in external files, how to get control from the external files, and AngularJS scope. And what is a scope, that also we will see. AngularJS ng model directive, this is also very important. Definitely today's lecture is very important. In the previous question paper, two-way binding, controller, okay, and module, it asks about this scope. Definitely in today's topic you are going to get at least 2 to 5 marks, at least. Definitely you will get the question from here, 2 to 5. So here AngularJS modules. So here we will take this AngularJS modules and controllers. So what is this? Here AngularJS module defined as application. The model is container for a different parts of an application. The model is container from the application controller. Controller always belongs to model. Remember this point. Whenever it is asked about the controller, you can write about the you use the model also, because controller is always belongs to model. Okay, controller always belongs to model. So how to create the model? So here the simple example is given here. Okay, this is for the creating model. How? Div ng app, I am giving some name and I am working here, I am doing some operation here. And then script, I am creating taking the variable is application, and angular dot model my application is square bracket. So what is this? The my application parameter refers to an application HTML element in which the application will run. Now you can add controller, directive, filters and more to your AngularJS application. Once you create the module, you can do many things like controller, directive, filters and more are there to your AngularJS application. Okay, we will take like how add a controller to your application. Here div ng app, it is creating one, and another one is ng controller, and I am giving the name my controller, and this is with the help of expression we are getting the data. What kind of data we are getting? Variable, application, angular dot model. Now here we are creating model. Okay, app dot controller. What is this app is this variable. Okay, we created the one object, we can say, or we can say it is a variable. App dot controller, my controller, this one. The function is $scope. $scope is very important. In the next paragraph, next you will see the definition for that also. So $scope, with the help of $scope we are getting the first name is ABC, second name is XYZ. Okay, first name is ABC, last name is XYZ. Okay, so here what we are doing, div ng app creating first name and a last name with the help of expression, and with the help of this module we are getting the first name and last name. So I will show you what is this AngularJS controller. Control the data of application JS. AngularJS controllers are regular JavaScript object. Okay, so if you did not understand this, don't worry, I will show you the practical with this AngularJS controller. So in the AngularJS application are controlled by controller. The ng controller directive defines the application controller. A controller is a JavaScript object. Like here, what is the JavaScript object? Is app created by a standard JavaScript object constructor. Okay, so this is a example. We will do this in our lecture today. So first one is a HTML. Okay, second one is HTML source. This is very important. As you know, this should be downloaded from the internet and keep in the same folder. Okay, in the body part, ng app, with the help, it is giving the link or getting the data from the AngularJS, and controller is controlling all the operation whatever you are performing in the model. As we just now we discussed, controller is belongs to module. Okay, so what is my first name? Whatever the first name I am writing in this text box, that is my first name, and whatever I am writing in this text box, that is my last name. Okay, and after that I want first name and last name in single line. So how to do that? With the help of script. Already we have done this example. With expression and ng bind. Now we are doing with module. Okay, we are going to use this two also in the model. So here what is we are doing here? Here we are creating the model. Application, what is this app? This is, it's created the JavaScript object, and with the help of object we are controlling the function. Controller, my controller, function $scope. What is the first name? Is Pathan Ahmed. Second name is Khan. By default I am giving this information. First time when I execute this program, this name will be displayed, and that will be bind in this expression. Okay, and after that whatever the data I am going to write in this, that will be display here. Okay, so this is an example. So let's go here. Already I have done the model.html. So the important here is creating the model with the help of script. This is very important. This above code, this one already we have done in the previous lecture. This one is a new in this. Okay, so what is this? We are creating the app JavaScript object, and with the help of that object we are controlling the function. Whatever the name is here, that is displaying. Okay, fine. Let's go and see model here. When I click on model, see the model is displaying here. Pathan Ahmed Khan is displaying. So here whatever you are going to write here, that will be displayed. ISL Engineering EC, ISL EC, Islamia Engineering Colleges, ISL Engineering Colleges, ISL Engineering College. So like this, we already done this program or problem in the previous example, but in that we did not use the model. With the help of module we created and we are getting the data. In the above script, AngularJS application is defined. The ng app is my app. The application run inside the div. What is that? ng controller attribute is an AngularJS directive. It defines a controller. It's defined a controller. The my controller function is a JavaScript function. AngularJS will invoke the controller with scope object. So here we are using the scope. Can you see? Scope dot. So what is the use of scope? Scope object. With the help of scope object, we are invoking the controller. Okay, this is very simple and very effective. With the help of $scope object only we can invoke the controller. Okay, and here with the help of ng model, what we are doing, we are input field, whatever the input field we have in the top, in the above, what are the input field we have? First name, last name. That both of them, first name, last name, the both the example above demonstrate a controller object with two properties, last name and first name. A controller can have a method, variable as function. So here personal controller we are taking, okay, and here we are creating full name, whatever the full name. With the help of full name function we are getting the data. Okay, scripting Angular.model my app, and this is square bracket app.controller person control. What is this personal control? Person control is here whatever the controller you have created, function $scope. Okay, function name is Pathan Ahmed, last name is Khan, and that thing I am giving to the function. If you see in the top, in the above example, just we have two things, first name and the last name, but here in the second one, here we are getting the three things, first, second and third. What is the third one? Scope full name is a function. With the help of this function we are getting the data is full name function. Okay, so with the help of function we are getting that. In the function I am writing return $scope dot first name plus double colon plus dot last name. So here I am giving some operation, and that is we are displaying here. What we have done in the previous example, we have not created any kind of function, directly we have written in the expression like this: full name, first name, last name. So what I am doing, I am taking this and creating a function and getting the data. Okay, getting the data. Okay, so this is one example. Okay, next, controller in the external file. This is also very important, because as we have done in the CSS, you can do like internal, external, how to link. In the same way, in the controller you can give in the program, or you can store somewhere and you can give the link. So in large application, it is commonly to store controller in external file. Just copy the code between the script tags in above example into an external file named personcontrol.js. So if you have a large application, so in that we need to create personcontrol.js external and we need to call. Okay, so just see the example. In the example, ng app controller is personal control, and the same thing, input field out and expression. Okay, and here we are not writing any code, we are just writing script src personcontroller.js. so whatever the code you are writing here in this script, whatever the code you are writing in this script, that all code will be displayed in another file, and just you need to link like this. Just you need to give the link and it will get the data from there and perform operation. Okay, next topic is AngularJS Scope. So what are the topics we have done now? AngularJS Model, AngularJS Controller, controller in external file. Now we are working on this. So here AngularJS Scopes, as I told you, scope is an important role to get invoke the data from the controller. So a scope is a binding part between the HTML view and JavaScript controller. The scope is an object with the available property and method. The scope is available for both the view and controller. Usage of scope. When you make a controller in AngularJS, you pass the scope object as an argument. So this is a scope example. What is the example? Div, ng app, ng controller, and car name, whatever the car name is here, expression. Okay, and with the help of creating the model, and after creating the model, we are passing the scope, the previous one. So I done this and I will show you the example here. So here I have done that. So what is this? App, ng app, my control, and car name. Okay, and here we are creating the model and we are controlling with the object, JavaScript object, function, scope, whatever the name is here, that will display in the browser. Let's go and check it. Scope, see here, Volvo. So whatever you are going to write here, that will be display there. Benz, save the file, refresh. Benz, whatever you are going to write here, that will be display, BMW, safe, BMW. So whatever the car name you are giving here, that will be binding in the model and displaying on the screen. As I told you, scope is a invoking, AngularJS is invoke the controller with the help of scope. Understanding the scope, view which is HTML, model which is the data available for the current view, controller which is a JavaScript function that make, change, remove, control the data. Okay, the three things. Understanding the scope means view, model, controller. Then the scope is a model. The scope is a JavaScript object with a property and method with which are available for both the view and controller. View and controller. Okay, and if you make change in the view, the model and the controller will be updated. Div my app, my controller name, my name is, okay, this is with the help of expression we are getting the data. Here we are creating the model, the same thing you are performing, app.control function scope name. Okay, so this is same thing what we have done in the previous video, previous example. The same thing is there. That is the example for car, and this is the example for the name. AngularJS ng model directive. Ng model directive is maximum it will use in the input text. Okay, wherever the input is there we use more. Angular.model my app.controller, this is also same thing, but what is the difference? Here we are creating the model, ng model. Previously we were doing with the help of expression. Okay, expression in the previous lecture also I shown you, and this is ng model. Okay, two-way building. The building goes both way. If the user changes the value inside the input field, the AngularJS property will also change. As I shown you the example, if I am changing here anything, okay, if I am changing here, automatically here also it is changing. Okay, in the same way it is two-way binding. Whatever the data I have, that also is taking, and if I click refresh, automatically previous data is this. Then if I change anything here, automatically it is changing here. So this is called two-way binding. Two-way binding. Definitely two marks question will come from here. And with the help of this, validate user input. You can validate the user input whatever you have required. Okay, so here example, form ng app name my form, input is email, name, address, ng model text, span ng show, my form, my address dot dollar error dot email, not a valid email address. So how to give requirement like this. Okay, and the last one is CSS model. Last one is CSS model. in this input ng valid, invalid, background color light blue, form ng app name. So this is also a, you need to write the required. If you click the required, definitely you have to fill that detail, otherwise it will not accept. Okay, so this is about the AngularJS Scope, AngularJS Controller, AngularJS Model. Okay, so this is about the CSS. In the next class, we will going to see AngularJS data binding and templates. Okay, and we will see the another topic, that is AngularJS services. Okay, so thank you very much. Till today I am going to stop here. Today we have seen the AngularJS model, controller, and how to get control from the external file, AngularJS scope, ng model directive, two-way binding, CSS. Definitely 2 to 5 marks question definitely will come from today's objective. Any one of the topic can become definitely. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll see you in the next class.